everybody. I'll just introduce Andy. Andy's the chair of the South Wales branch. Do you want to say a few words, Andy?
I don't want to take too much of your time, but only to say welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening. This is quite a special webinar for us in the committee because we're really talking about what we do as a branch. This isn't just getting an expert in or someone from the field. This is actually talking about what we do in the South Wales branch and all the member benefits that you can get from being a BCS member. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Mike.
Hello, thanks very much. I hope you're all having a good day. Just some housekeeping stuff. We are recording, you would have been notified. What normally happens within the BCS within a couple of weeks, the video will be available on the YouTube channel. Just for everyone else's benefit, the webcams and microphones are switched off. If you've got any questions, please post them in the chat. I will be looking at the screen and you will pop in and just let me know if there's any comments. If there's any thoughts or questions, please share them. And if my battery allows, later on, we'll have a Q&A session later on. The reason for this particular event is the committee did one of our colleagues, John, did a survey, and it highlighted the need for an event to talk about benefits. I think what's likely to have happened is benefits have been incrementally added by the BCS, and it's probably been in IT now, or it was in an email, and they're not always very easy to track down. Also, the websites, there's two sites that you can access your benefits. They're not particularly well navigated. They're difficult to navigate. It's always that thing where you have to know the term the BCS use for something to find something. I also want to thank Darren O'Sullivan, who works for BCS head office. Darren is the person who organises the welcome webinars for all the new BCS members. I effectively stole an awful lot of what I'm going to do from all the hard work that Darren already did. You would have noticed that this link at the very bottom of the page is a link tree. We created a link tree site, actually an idea I stole from the Embrace committee. Because the URLs are so long, they're really difficult to share. So if you copy this URL, then what you'll see is this page, and we're looking at the second option. But that's if you want to follow along. More than welcome for you just to watch this, and we'll catch up with the catch up on the video later. So let's get rid of that. We don't need that. So the BCS have created 5 personas. So personas are an idealized person for the people unfamiliar with Agile. They've got a person that is looking to get on track, get knowledge, get recognized, get connected, and get influential. And then each of these hyperlinks then take you to, you can see the URL, so just popping at the very bottom here. They will then take you to various BCS. But some of the information is for my BCS. You'll need to use your username and password to access it. That first one that I selected was e-learning. So on the, I was so worried that was going to crash then. Oh, the link's just been dropped. Andy, thank you, Andy, for dropping the link in the chat. So these are BCS e-learning. These are available to all members, and there's a whole series of almost bite-sized learning, preparing for interviews, career management, options, looking for new roles. There's a collection of sort of videos and quick articles for you to look at. There's also a jobs board. There's members, CPD. I'm going to go through a different way. That way is a bit tricky. So if you, probably better to go to my BCS, and you can go to this discover.
Mike, yeah, just to point out, someone mentioned in the chat, I'm not sure whether we can only see your PowerPoint presentation at the moment. Not sure whether
Oh, sorry.
that's okay.
Oh, right. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, of course, we changed it, didn't I? Best thing to do then is probably for me to stop sharing. Is that right?
Yes, and then probably go back to your screen, which makes more sense now. Yes.
Yeah, it's something we were playing around with earlier. I'm sorry about that. I was. Yeah, I can't see how to unshare.
Um, I'm not sure I can turn off, or I can stop your sharing, and then you'd have to share again.
Do I try that?
Okay.
Sorry, I'll go back that step. Okay.
Let me just very quickly let me try and share mine, and then I can turn mine off again. I do apologize, everyone. This is
That's
because
my fault.
there you go. Right, Mike, you should be able to share now. I do apologize, everyone. Normally we have a BCS controller in the background.
Somebody's competent. Cool. Okay. So it should have reverted back to the slide deck. So if I then go to, is that coming through? Are you seeing this my screen now?
Yes, we are. Yeah, and I can see your
Cool.
browser nice and clear. Yeah.
Excellent. So the browser page. Is that okay? I'm terribly sorry, everybody. Right. Chats. Okay. So if we go at this page, then we've got benefits of BCS membership. So this is following the Linktree URL. We've created this Linktree, which points to this PDF presentation. And what we have here is we have the 5 personas that I mentioned earlier. And then we have a series of benefits that are available to you as BCS members. But effectively, this is just a series of hyperlinks. So there's one here to help you build your CV. Sadly, almost nobody reads CVs anymore. Most recruitment consultants use some form of AI to scan your CV. So the CV builder tool, the CV evaluation tool, structure your CV to allow AI to read and scan your CV if you're job hunting. The course I was looking at was this one here, which is e-learning available to members. This would have required you to log in through the My BCS login page, but this is a series of almost bite-sized learning about various topics of job hunting, CV application, preparing for interviews, managing your career, different career options. And then there's a whole set here that's just set by tags, so you can look at mindset and career induction. The other one here is memberships CPD. As a member of the BCS, I find it easy to go this way. This is the Discover CPD content. If you go to this, my job as a business analyst, let's look at the business analyst ones. And then you have articles and free online courses to find the need. So this is a course, these are quite interesting. Normally a scenario, the video normally goes on for about an hour. At the end of the hour, 45 minutes to an hour, there's an exam. The exam is normally 10 questions. You need to get, excuse me, normally six correct. Assuming you get 6 correct, and if you've watched the video for an hour, you will probably get those 6 correct. They then will then send you a badge, a CPD badge. But you can find these. You can actually filter these as well by other topics. So if I go back, IT Now magazine, it's a magazine that will be sent to you every every couple of months, but it's every 3 months. You can it's actually an online version. There's also all the online webinars, podcasts, policy briefings, discounts on the BCS books, community forum, personal legal advice. South Wales, we actually have a history of computing collection. We also, as the branch, we also have STEM, supporting STEM education in Wales. Sophia is a benefit I use quite a lot. I'll open. So if I go through the events calendar, I'm sure you know how to use this, but for those that don't, these are all by date, the topic, and invariably it will tell you whether it's hybrid event or whether this is an in-person event next week, where we have the launch of the BCS Wales Hub at Cardiff University a week today. Sophia Plus is something I use for career planning and looking at. Sophia stands for the Skills Framework for the Information Age. I've already logged in, but then you can see these are the strategy and planning group. You've got system coordination, innovation, system solution architect, enterprise and business architecture, and this gives you an outline of a skill. This gives you these are the resources, the various skill levels, a description, guidance, related skills. This is why I find this really useful when I'm doing career planning. And then there's knowledge and skills, personal development activities, which is what PDA stands for. It took me a while to figure that one out, to be honest. And any available qualifications, and they are qualifications across industry. They're not just BCS, you have open group, and there's ITIL foundation qualifications. We have professional development. There's professional certificates based in agile, artificial intelligence. You signed up for these through here. We also have professional registrations and pathways. The ones that are really popular within the BCS are RITEC Advanced and Chartered. So this allows you, assuming that you meet the particular criteria, and there are also events. BCS run events almost every month to help people apply for these. These are things where you are evidencing the work that you do every day. I'll come to the registration, Kaylee, in a second, if that's okay. But you can effectively use your skills. There's a criteria that you need to meet. Just go on some of the free BCS courses and how to apply for RITEC or CITP. Complete the form. The fund, you normally need to pay for them unless you're a member through an organization. If you're an organizational member, so if you're a member of the BCS through your company, invariably they will have a waiver. If you are a BCS member through an organization, it's better to speak to them. I believe the costs are included in, if we stick with the RITEC one. This gives you an idea of what you need to do. Initial application for should tell you how but the fee is up in advanced. Right, so there's different ways you can become a member of the BCS. You can be a BCS as an individual. Okay, doesn't work. You can be a BCS member of the BCS through an organization, whether that is a university or a college or through your employer. I'm a member of the BCS through my employer. So it's probably worthwhile if you are a member through your organization, through your employer, to speak to your employer. If your employer has enrolled you, it probably won't need to. But it's worth checking with them. There's normally waivers if you're an organizational member or if you're an academic member through a college or university. I hope that's okay, Kaylee. So you've covered that. The other one that might be of interest to you is this one here under Get Connected, special group events. So if you have a particular interest in project management or learning and development, history of computing, ethics and law. Ethics and law is always worth looking at because it includes things like BCS Women, Dignified Embrace, and so on. These are some of the specialist groups. So if we select, I'll select the last one. If you click join group, I've already joined this one, there'll be a green button. If you select that, just checking my battery, I've got plenty of time. If you select that and you join the group, whenever that group then has an event, they will send you an email. It's one way to keep that's how you can, that specialist group then will keep you informed of any events that they're running. And in the same way that if you work in one part of the company, one part of the country, and I've lost where I am, there I am. One part of the country and live in another, you can actually become a member of another branch. So you can select a branch either through the map. Oops. Either through the map, or you can just use these areas here. In answer to your question, yes, I think Andy's correct. It'd be you're in your. It'd be always worth perhaps Ian reaching out to BCS and asking the question through the website. So one use case for this particular one might be that you, like myself, you live in Cardiff, you might work in London or spend a lot of time in London through work or through other activities. You could join one of the London branches. So then, while you're over there, you could take the benefit of their membership. And there's also the community forum and volunteering opportunities. So they're not working. Right, I have to get that one fixed. Is there any other areas that anybody on the chat would like us to go over? Any particular topics? Mentoring. So there's two sides. There is getting a mentor or being a mentor. There is the mentoring page here, visit the mentoring network. Become a mentee if you're looking for a mentor. I actually know somebody in work that found this really beneficial. They actually found a mentor through the BCS where they were studying a completely different topic, and now they're working in IT. Development professionals, experienced professionals, any of these. Is that okay? Okay, Kaylee, the different kinds of courses. There's the free CPD courses that we mentioned. So if we go back to CPD, I'm going to drop this URL in the chat because that might make it easier. what if there's a better view? Online course. There we go. Good. An online course, data architecture. Some of these will be free to members. Some will be paid for. So as part of career development, you could look at a particular area. Architectural toolkit is available. This one is free. To answer your question, Kaylee, there is a lot on. Sorry. David, that would depend on what you were hoping to achieve. I would think it's probably worthwhile going through the link tree from left to right. If you look at the first part, click on a couple of things that you're looking at doing, and do it that way. Happy for you to reach out through us through the branch if there's anything you want to talk over that, David. If that's okay with you. AI courses. There are some AI courses. I go back.
I think I saw one on, there you go, ethical frameworks for AI. I think I saw one.
There's a whole URL there just on what is AI. Some of them are online courses, an introduction to machine learning. I know that there are some free courses on AI and there are some that are paid for, that you need to pay in advance, but there are also a little webinar talking about AI and climate change. The other good place to look, I just need to get back to, okay. Well, I'll find the, oh, there we go. The other place to look for AI content is the BCS YouTube channel by group. You'll be able to search for stuff that you're interested in there. Okay, Stephen. Might be worthwhile you reaching out to BCS HQ if that's the case for an organisational member. Do you need to register on the portal? You'll only need to register on the portal for things that are peculiar to membership. You don't need to register on the portal to access events. If the URL is bcs.org, then it's open to everybody, members and non-members. Most of the members benefit, though, are behind this logging to my BCS. Obviously, I've already logged. If I logged out and then tried to log back in again, when you became a BCS member, you should have created this. If you're not able to, you may be able to register as a non-member, or if you've just forgotten your password and can't log in, I suggest that you just try password reset. How to reach HQ? I would. Oh, I've got plenty of time. Cool. Andy, sorry, not Andy, Stephen Booth. If you go to the bcs.org page, scroll down to the bottom, there's a contact us. It's a live chat. Okay.
Just to interject, Mike, I mean, what Stephen's saying there is something we hear quite often from organisations that just can't see the benefit of paying for their entire staff base to be members. But as an individual, there's a lot more. I mean, there are organisations and academic institutions, universities that pay for their whole cohorts or a faculty. I mean, I don't want to drop any names, but obviously you're aware of some companies that have full membership for their staff.
Yes, not all full. I know the NHS are very keen. So they see benefits, a great benefit in it, but then they use BCS quite heavily, and they also structure their work in and around Sophia. My organisation, the company that I work for, is a member, but that's not for all of IT. That's only a subset of the members. So if you want to get in contact with HQ, I'd always try and use this one. I hope that's okay. I think the other thing that's probably worth as part of the BCS chart, I've just got to remember where it is. BCS is, or your local branch is actually managed by the most members communities. Okay. Volunteering. We're all managed by volunteers. All the groups are just effectively run by volunteers. Oh, there's no volunteering staff. You shouldn't underestimate, and it's volunteering, so you're giving your time for free to the BCS. But I use it as part of my own personal development. It gave me an opportunity to learn and do other things. Oh, there it is. There's also a drive at the moment for one of our neighbourhood branches, Bristol and Bath. They're looking at doing skills-based volunteering, where they're looking at for people who work in IT to help other organisations like Age Concern or local charities with IT, rather than going out and picking litter or doing something along those lines. There's a section here all on volunteering. So if you're interested in volunteering for either one of the specialist groups or the local branch, whether that's the local branch in Edinburgh or Somerset or anywhere in the UK, you can always access that. Okay, we've got half an hour left. Was there anything in particular? Anybody wanted me to cover? Anything you wanted me to go over? Are you comfortable that now that you have this URL, you can access the benefits from just by clicking on here? Just log in. Cool. For Somerset, I would say that's probably going to be Bristol or Bath or Somerset, but if you give me a second. Yeah, I would guess the closest one is Bristol and Bath. Just that one. Oh, there you go. Definitely cover North Somerset. What I have to do then is just click join the branch. So this was green because I haven't actually joined that one. If you wanted the URL for the Bristol and Bath, I've just dropped it into the chat for you, Josh, if that's all right. So I go through all the branches. The specialist groups are always interesting to go through. If you look at these, there's ones predominantly, this was by, you've got occupation health, and there's one for financial services, but an awful lot of them tend to be by role. So you've got project management, so agile, project management group, information data, information retrieval, risks, basically a whole group just on the internet. The future of computing, there's a specialist group here specialized just in artificial intelligence for the person who was looking for that. Interaction is effectively UI and UX design, business change and consultancy, quality, requirements engineering. Cyber forensics, information security. To say, look at ethics, law, and diversity, because this is a bit of a mixture in here. You've got green IT, which is going to become more important as people start tracking the carbon footprint of the IT that they're using. Ethics, law, neurodiversity, the pride group that we have and embrace, and then BCS women, all under the same area, and then strategy and architecture. If there's anybody within the group that's a leader within IT, they might also want to consider looking at the BCS IT Leaders Forum. You can just connect through it there. And in the same way that this meeting will be recorded and it will be available on YouTube under the BCS group, you will be able to also access all the playlists, previous playlists. So these are the inclusion community, Bristol and Bath branch. These are all their past videos. The videos only really be since COVID. There weren't that many videos before COVID, but you can see that we've got the Canadian section, the international section, BCS nursing, Pride. There's a whole host of videos in here that you can access all for free. They're all publicly available. You don't need to be a member of the BCS to access past events. Just need to know what the URL is. So I'll just drop that in the chat as well. So if there are any, you can think of any topics for a future event, drop that into the chat or reach us at the BCS branch. And if I go, oh, we don't want to do that. So if you have any suggestions for any future events, if there's something you'd be interested in seeing, interested in attending one of our branch meetings in South Wales branch, please reach out to us. Email address and our website are on the bottom of this page. Or if you're just discussing volunteering, please let us know. Oops. Oh, we have X and LinkedIn social media. Okay, I've managed to do that in 40 minutes. I'm not sure I've given that enough time. So if anybody'd like me to go over anything that perhaps they didn't quite catch, or there was something that I rushed through they want me to go over, please drop that in the chat or unmute yourself and ask me a question. Thanks, Mike. Hello?
That was really good, Mike. Thank you. I'm wondering whether it might be helpful, if anyone is interested, to know a little bit more about the different levels of membership. I would assume that if people have logged in this evening just to hear about some of the benefits, it may be a refresher, but for some people, it may be their first sort of outing into the BCS community. So maybe they're MBCS or they're just BCS. So what are the two main differences, or rather, what are the main differences between those two sort of early level memberships, the student membership and the MBCS?
The main, I'm not an expert, it's not something I know a huge amount about, to be honest. But you effectively have the student membership, which is a much reduced annual fee, and it gives access to the majority of the benefits. I don't believe you get full access to all of them. But professional membership, MBCS, member of British Computer Society, you'll get full access to everything. Okay, so there's something else. They should have sent you a card, and you will know when they send you an email. Invariably, they'll have some initials behind your name. So mine would be Michael Warman, MBCS. So that would tell me whether I was a professional member, which is what MBCS stands for. I think, Kaylee, you're going through your employer. Your employer should be able to tell you as well. Or you could just reach out to BCS and just ask them, and contact us. If it's through an employer, it's more likely to be MBCS, I believe. Would be my guess, but that would only be a guess.
I think that's right, Mike. And the other thing you can check is if you've got access to the My BCS web portal. Once you click into that, and it will say there's a link at the top says My Profile. Oh, there you go. Well, Mike probably won't want to click on that. It will give away all his personal details. But if you do click on the My Profile at the top of that page, it tells you what membership you have and your membership number as well.
Right, where else? What else can we cover off? Oh, the other thing, this is the IT Now magazine that we mentioned. Joining the BCS community and the jobs board. This is the e-learning hub we've already researched. Mentor and mentee, you can access it through here. You can also record your personal development electronically. It's in a process of being, I believe that's likely to be upgraded in the near future. But if you do go down one of the registration routes, if you go down either RITEC or CITP, it's a useful way of keeping a track of how you keep your professional knowledge current and up to date. It's one of the things that I'll ask you to evidence if you go for re-registration at some point in the near future. This is the BCS develop, and there's a section here. These are all the CPD, all the modules that are free. There's introduction to machine learning. And these ones here are for members. So ethical AI, IT architecture. I haven't done that one yet. This is my account, so you can see which ones I've already done. There's another introduction to AI. The person who was interested in that, I can't remember who that was. Ethical IT professional. This is all part of the BCS's drive. I think that one there. Yeah, these are the ones that you need to make a payment for. It actually says payment on this view. So I'll drop that link in the chat as well. Okay, so if there aren't any other questions, does anyone have anything they want to ask? So I think we've covered everything I wanted to cover so far, much quicker than I thought I was going to. Thanks very much, Mike. I hope that's okay. If there aren't any other questions, should we end the call early? Please feel free to get in contact with the South Wales branch if you've got any suggestions for any future events you'd like to be interested in.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. And if you do work in an organisation that has members and they weren't able to join the call tonight, please feel free to share the YouTube link when it gets published, and hopefully the presentation this evening will be some use to them as well.
Excellent. Thanks very much, all. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.